What's up, YouTube? This is Solo Black Dude here, and my voice is so dry I can't even talk. Oh boy, I've been trying to narrate a whole bunch of videos and I can't get anything out. It's so annoying. Anyway, I've got a battle here against Iyokuu. Anyway, he was someone from RPX, and I wanted a match. He messaged me and yeah, we got a match. Ugh, I can't speak. Anyway, he leads off with his Bronzong. I'm gonna lead off with my Froggy, which is actually a new Politoed. I've actually switched around the EVs from defense to special attack. Anyway, as you can see, I went for Hydro twice and I freaking missed both of them. I mean, really. Luckily I do have the chest of berry because I still have the rest and the sleep talk. So now I'm gonna go for a Hydro a third time. Luckily I do hit, but so lost his second hypnosis, which means I am now sleeping and I have to go for the sleep talk and hopefully try and get off a Hydro Pump. But unfortunately I get the rest. So he's able to lay up his rocks. I'm going to have to try and burn off turns of sleep as well as going for the sleep talk. And as usual with the sleep talk, I always get rest because rest is the best move. Anyway, I was kind of half predicting to wake up here, but I just didn't want to risk it. So I ended up sleep talking on the wake up, and he roars me into my Tornadoes, which is excellent because I've also switched up the hidden power on this guy from ice to grass, because I figured that grass would be best for mainly Rotom, but it hits hard swamp as well, so it's good. Anyway, he switches out because he predicts the hidden power again, but when you're at that low and you've only got one turn left, you may just hit with the hardest move you have in your arsenal. So yeah. Anyway, sorry. I go into my Latios, go for the surf, take him out, that's done. Anyway, now he goes into his own Latios and I have to switch out because I don't want to be taking Dracos to the face. So I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn. Oh, pardon me. He does go for the Dracomir and he does about a third to me. And I see he's Life Orb, so yeah, I could pretty much whittle him down with Leech Seed should I go for it, which I do. But he switches out and goes into his Weezing. And I know Weezings do like to carry Fire Blast, so I'm not at all afraid of it because it's raining. And I'm especially defensive, max special defense with Sassy Nature. So yeah, I go for the Protect as he switches into his Conkeldurr, which is not good because he gets a free bulk up. Because I have to switch out now and go into my Froggy. And this Hydro Pump does a chunkler. Just look at how much damage this does. Nearly OHKOs him, but unfortunately it's not enough to actually OHKO him like I wanted. So he's able to live, get off with boosted Drain Punch, and he's able to now go with the priority and take me out. So yeah. A little bit of min-max damage there, I keep saying it, but you know, people have been saying it a lot, so you know, take that into account. Anyway, I go into my Latios because I want to go for a Dracomir to finish him off, but he goes into his Swampert as Death Follow, and I miss. And I would stay in and go for a Dracomir again, but it's not really advised because then I'll be at -2 and he'll have the switch advantage, so I'm going to switch out, going into my Ferrothorn. Now he switched out, predicting to power it, but I'm just gonna have to go for Leech Seed because I know he might switch, and if I do Leech Seed, at least I'm gonna take him down in at least 2 turns anyway. So yeah, get some Leech Seed health, and I'm gonna go into my blue Crash, and I'm gonna take the Drain Punch Rail because I know he's not gonna predict the switch because it's a Ferrothorn. If you predict wrongly, you're gonna end up hurting yourself a bit. So yeah, just went to Latios to take it. And I get a little bit of health, and he switches into his Swampert as the fodder, and I take him out. Now he go into his Latios. I'm obviously gonna have to go to switch and go into a Pokemon that can take the Draco Meteor, and yeah, he just pretty much lowered his special attack now. So yeah, I get a bit of HP back with leftovers. He stays in again and goes for Draco Meteor again, which is not really advisable because now I can just go for the Leech Seed and get off even more health. So now he's at -4 and he's Leech Seeded. He's definitely gonna have to switch out on this turn, which he does, and he goes into his Weezing. And I predict the switch because I know he's at -4, he ain't gonna be doing anything. So yeah, I just went for Leech Seed again, and he hits the Weezing, which is great, so I'm gonna get even more health. And he tries to predict the switch because he knows that he might pack the Fire Blast and he might Toxic on the switching, predicting that, but I know I can take a Fire Blast, really go for it because of the rain, so that's why I stayed in. Anyway, I'm going to keep on laying some spikes because there's one Pokemon that can get hit by spikes, which is his Conkeldurr. And now he goes into his Excadrill. He goes for a Source Dance. Not really too bad because it is raining, so I can just go into my Latios should my Ferrothorn fail in battle, which it doesn't, so that's great. So yeah, he now goes into his Latios. I'm going to protect just to see what he's gonna do, and he goes for the recover. So that's a bit unusual. You don't get to see many recovers on the Latios. I'm not really sure why you'd use it, but you know, added survivability, I guess. Anyway, he goes for the Surf because he knows that if I do level Draco Meteor, it's not going to do anything to me, and I have to protect, so I can pretty much sub-stall him, Leech Seed stall him for any given amount of time, and get my health back at the same time. So now I'm over half HP. He's going to recover his own HP, and I'm just going to keep laying down spikes so that I can get the max amount, so that whenever his Conkeldurr switches in, he's going to be taking at least a quarter. So now I'm pretty much up to about 3/4 of health. I'm going to go for the Power Whip because I thought he was going to stay in, but he switches into his Wheezing, so that's a good move. Well, I don't know. Anyway, he goes for the Fire Blast now, and look how much that does. Does absolutely nothing. But unfortunately, the Elite Seed Mist does hurt a lot, so he's going to keep on Fire Blasting me, and I'm 1 HP short of 69, so that's pretty bad. But I'm able to get off my Elite Seed, so that's good. And I'm able to get off a bit of health by Leftovers and by Elite Seed. So I'm going to want to switch out because I don't want to be taking another Fire Blast. And I'm going to go into my Debo, which is my Conkeldurr. And due to the rain, Fire Blast is going to be doing absolute jack. Along with the Leftovers and the Elite Seed, I'm pretty much going to be sitting around a comfortable HP. So I predict the switch, go for the Stone Edge, and that's going to hit Latios for a comfortable amount of HP. I do predict the recover, so that's why I stayed in. But I switched up moves, go for the Drain Punch. Not really sure why I'd do that. I could have just went in for a second Stone Edge and try and get a crit there, but oh well. I now switch out because I know he's going to try and attack me, and I go into my Ferrothorn as the fodder really, because that Surf did a bit too much for a 2-hit KO. So he's pretty much down left to go down. So now I'm going to my Latios, and it's pretty much game over here because I'm Scarfed, because Latios is great when it's Scarfed. I know people like to run Specs, but because of that I run Scarf, and I usually outspeed every Latios I come across. So yeah, pretty much gonna do lots of Meteors. That crit didn't really matter, I could have just taken it out anyway. He couldn't really do much to me, and now that Conkeldurr comes in, gets hit by spikes like I mentioned in the earlier. Like I mentioned earlier, and I take him out of the Draco Meteor. So yeah, that's pretty much the game. Do your stuff, comment, rate, subscribe, all that jazz, and I'm out. Peace.